A lot of people don't believe me when I say that I don't like strip clubs. Like, I'll tell people that. I'll be like, hey, man, I don't really like strip clubs. They'll look at me and they go, okay, buddy, yeah, sure. But it's the year 2023, all right? I have never in my life paid for porn. Okay, that's not true. I did it one time. There was one girl who was so unbelievably gorgeous that I subbed to her OnlyFans for like a month, and then I stopped because I got bored. But I've never paid for porn, and so I've never had an interest to go to the strip club. But when I was 18 years old, my buddy of mine was having his birthday party over at the strip club. So a bunch of them invited me over. I said, I don't have any money, whatever. And they were like, we're gonna pay for you, just come with us. And I was like, all right, cool, So I went to the strip club, and it was all right. The titties were great, tater tots were dry, you're average. I'm sitting down at the strip club, and there's some girl named Diamond up there, and she's going up and down, and right around the time she gets the panties off, I see 4 men. There's 2 cops, a very big guy wearing a black t-shirt with the name of this club on, and the back says security, and some guy who looks eerily similar to Jim Belushi. And as they're walking, Jim Belushi is losing his fucking mind. He is like, I can't believe this. I told you to leave them girls alone. This is the biggest piece of book. Ooh. He walks by me. He stops and he looks at me. He goes, you look like a big old boy. I guess. Well, you want a job? Sure. So the next thing I know, I get a black t-shirt with the name of the club and security on the back. And they hire me to be a bouncer at the strip club. Now, here were 3 rules, 3 main rules that we had to follow at the strip club. Number 1, don't sleep with or touch the dancers. Number 2, do not bring drugs unless you let the boss know. Not, don't ever bring drugs. Just don't bring drugs without letting him in on the drugs that you are bringing into the club. And number 3, if anybody touches the girls, we work on a 3 warning system. The first time they do it, we pull them back, we say don't do it again, and we walk away. The second time they do it, we pull them back, we escort them to the back of the club where they're away from the stage, tell them don't do it again. If they do it a third time, we are allowed to get physically violent. Now, these days, I'm a much more calm individual. Shut up, I am. And I'm not normally aggressive, right? But when I was 18, any excuse I had to get in a fist fight. My 4th week there, I'm standing by the stage. This duo act is upstage, and their names are Ebony and Ivory. You can guess why. So they're upstage, and coming up to the stage is the greasiest, scrawny-looking person I've ever seen in my life. This guy had the longest, like this long black stringy hair. It looked like he never washed it. It was one of those that hair that looks like it's permanently wet. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like all here. Like the whole top of the hair was missing, right? So he just had here. He looked like a scrawny Gilgamesh. You guys remember Gilgamesh from the Smurf? That's what this dude looked like, right? He looked like a skinny Gilgamesh. And he goes up to the stage, and he takes a wad of bills out of his pocket, puts it on the stage, reaches out, and grabs the ankle of Ebony. So I walk over, I grab his wrist, put my hand on his chest. I said, no touching the girls, bud. I take 3 steps. He takes another wad of cash out, slams it on the stage, grabs Ivory. So I turn around, I grab his wrist, I put my hand on his chest, and I said, come with me. And I bring him to the back of the club. And I have him sit back there, and I said, don't touch the girls. And I walk back to the stage. Chat, this is what happens. I get to the stage, I do a half turn to look back forward. As I get to this point, out of the corner of my eye, I see this guy reach into into his thing, pull out 2 wads of cash, put them on the stage, and grab both. So I Uncle Phil his ass out the door. And for the first time, I hear him talk. Now, have you guys ever met somebody and their voice doesn't quite match their build? This guy screams at me in the deepest voice I've ever heard. This scrawny, thin, gangly guy screams at me, "I'm a loyal customer. I'll fuck you up." I started looking around for the wizard behind the curtain. I was like, what the fuck? So I didn't think nothing of it. Next weekend comes, the Friday. I go to my job, and Jim Belushi calls me in the back. So I go to the back, and Jim Belushi is standing next to Scrawny Gilgamesh, and there's 2 cops. The same 2 cops who escorted the last guy out when I got hired. Jim Belushi looks at me and he goes, "Well, I never heard some bullshit in my life. This man spends $10,000 in here every Friday and Saturday night, and you throw him out last weekend?" First off, I ain't never seen this guy before at all. Second of all, if you have so much disposable income that you can put $10,000 on strippers on 2 separate nights, hire a hooker. Find a sugar baby. I feel like there's more productive things that we could be doing with our time and our money, right? So I was following club rules. I don't know what you want me to say. The 2 cops stepped forward and I was like, I get it. I'm fired. A week later, I'm going to visit a buddy of mine downtown, and I'm walking by the strip club, and I look, and there's cops everywhere. They're coming out of the fucking woodwork, bro. They're searching places. They're stuffing people in the cars. There's dancers. There's employees. There's staff members. There's security guards. The cops are, that old commercial for like Red Robin or something where the guy pops out of the sewer. I swear to God, a cop popped out of a manhole cover right next to me. Scared the dog shit out of me. And I recognize one of the cops who used to work at my high school. So I go over to him and I was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And he goes, the club got busted for drugs." I was like, "Oh shit, man." Dude, I was just wondering about this place. I've never actually been here. And I just fucking left. And as I'm leaving, music to my ears, I hear Jim Belushi, Kaiser, tell him I'm innocent. I don't know that guy.